As we start to wrap up this console generation and look towards the future of gaming, it's important to look back on some of the amazing titles that we've gotten over the last 7 years. Today, we are looking at just one of those titles as we are covering Guerrilla Games' Horizon Zero Dawn to celebrate its launch on PC. The version we are reviewing is the PS4 version, and all of the footage you're about to see comes from a New Game Plus save or very late in the game on my regular save. But with all of that preamble out of the way, it's time that we should ask. Horizon Zero Dawn, how bad can it be? Horizon Zero Dawn is a post-apocalyptic game set in the 31st century, in a world that has essentially been reset to a tribal-like state after the fall of our technologically advanced civilization. We play as Aloy, an outcast of the Nora tribe, and start the game by following her as she grows up, training as a hunter ready for the Proving competition, where she could win the right to be a Nora Brave and be welcomed back into the tribe. As a child, Aloy stumbles into the ruin of the Old Ones and finds a focus, an augmented reality earpiece that allows her to see things that others can't, ranging from weaknesses of machines to even interacting with artifacts from the old world themselves. This game really shines in two ways, and we're going to go into one of the ways a little bit later, but I want to talk about one of the best parts of Horizon Zero Dawn, and that is its characters, or well, more specifically, its protagonist Aloy. Aloy is hands down the best protagonist I've ever played in a video game. She is extremely likable and is also written in a way that keeps her strong, but puts her through a journey that every player can relate to. She just wants to find herself, and she wants to discover who she is after growing up essentially knowing nothing about her or where she came from. Honestly, it's that journey and the performance of Aloy by Ashley Birch that hooked me for 2 days straight so I could beat the game. I could not put it down. This is further bolstered by the ways you can play Aloy. The dialogue trees can occasionally give you different emotional responses to scenarios. These are the loving and compassionate option, the intelligent/clever option, and the abrasive option. This really lets the player invest into their personal journey with Aloy. For my first playthrough, I went with the strictly compassionate option whenever I could, but for my second one, I actually played based off the scenario each time. Horizon Zero Dawn, for my money, is the best looking game on the PS4 in terms of the way it's presented, if not tied with one other game that we'll be covering real soon. While the standard PS4 hardware that I'm using does not do it justice, and it does have some areas where it falls a little short because of that, the experience overall is one of the most visually engaging games that I've ever played, but that is because of one thing and one thing alone. Horizon's world and world building is what makes it one of the greatest gaming experiences I've had in 2020. The combination of tribalism with sci-fi created for a very unique clash of themes that I've never really seen before, and it reflected on every element of this game. Seeing the characters and watching them and understanding how they interact with the world and really getting to know their beliefs while also having the knowledge of what's actually going on from moment one. It's such a unique way to do things that I've never really seen before, and it hooked me in from the get-go. It was incredible. This game takes you from beautiful luscious forests and grasslands to ruined cities and advanced laboratories, and it doesn't feel unnatural once. It flows from one to the other, and it's never out of place because of how effective the world building in Horizon actually is. Then let's talk about the machine designs. They are all so unique and feel alive with various components that help them survive and fight. You know what they are based off just from the shape, but the work and passion that's been put into making each of these machines feel like a different predator is awesome. I mean, look, I've played this video game twice. I still love coming across the robots every single time because they're really cool. What else can I say? Audio-wise, the game leans more into that tribal side, but still has hints of the technological influences with some electronic scores and machine-like rhythms on certain tracks. On the other hand, we actually have more machine-heavy tracks that do the opposite, with tribal-sounding drum beats that keep the two themes linked closely. It's not the most noticeable soundtrack in the world unless you seek it out yourself, but it does a good job of accompanying the game as you play and explore the world. It's nothing that I found too memorable, but it did its job of keeping me invested really well. I'm sure this is going to make some people mad, but if you've played a Sony exclusive over the last generation and a half, you know what you're getting into when it comes to Horizon Zero Dawn. Third person, action-adventure, open world, collectibles, upgrades, crafting, climbing, stealth, occasionally by tall grass, and something else I'm probably missing too. That's not to say it's bad, because it's not, it's bloody great, and there's a reason this strategy still works, and to be fair to Sony, all of their AAA exclusives do have some differences that really make them stand out enough. Horizon's focus on hunting, stealth, and range combat is right up my alley, and the fights you get into with a variety of machines, or even humans for that matter, are great. There's something innately cool about being this tribal hunter, rolling around in the grass with a bow and arrow, fighting a robot T-Rex, and shooting off the different components and parts with different ammo types that work on different areas that you've scanned with your incredible past future technology. It's such a unique experience whilst also being so familiar that it's not going to alienate the player. It's just, it has its depth, especially when it comes to the different weapons types and the way they match up with machines. It's all there, there's depth there. It's just hard for me to go into it and break it all down, because if you've played any AAA game over the last 10 years, you know what you're getting into, you know what Horizon Zero Dawn brings to the table from a gameplay perspective. And in my opinion at least, it's not the main reason to pay this game, but it sure helps the damn experience that you'll have, especially if you like sniping, because it gets extremely satisfying to take out these machines like a predator. I went into like a weird semi-positive rant at the end there, I'm not really sure what I did, but anyway, Horizon Zero Dawn is genuinely an experience that I personally loved, and I'm probably going to end up buying it again on PC just because I want another excuse to invest back into this world, and also my PC graphics would do that game more justice for my standard PS4, come to think about it. As of right now, it stands as maybe my second or third favourite PS4 exclusive that I've got to experience, and whilst that's a pretty close race there, it is far and beyond one of the best game experiences I've had in 2020, and given how the world has been in 2020, that's a lot of gaming experiences to beat. I think you'd definitely be missing out by skipping over Horizon Zero Dawn, as it is, for my money, the perfect example of a great modern AAA experience. It ties together all of the things that you know and love about AAA games with an extremely unique world and a fantastically relatable story that you'd honestly, you shouldn't miss it. It's that damn good. Thank you for watching this review on Horizon Zero Dawn. I may do another review in the future on the PC version, but there's a lot of games to play, and I don't have a lot of time to play them, so it's probably going to be a bit further down my list. But if you're interested in the PC version right now, I've left a few links in the description below. They will take you to some articles discussing the port, and you can get all the information you want there. Thank you all for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. And I'll see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.